Okay, we're underway again. Looks like both judges are there. We have our gate men on board. So our first competitor will be number 301, Lloyd Davidson and Fossil Down Concat. Lloyd hails from Taroom, not far away. Standing by, 302, Rowan Marks, 303, Carolyn Roberts, 304, Tom Barnes, 305, Hugh Philp, 306, Zeb Pearce, 307, David Duncan, 308, Malcolm Ryan, 309, Troy Palmer, 310, Sam Cook, 311, Matt Durkin, 312, Matthew Moffat, 313, Jack Cable, 314, Tim Hollis, and 315, Cameron Webster. Please stand by. Nice new fresh track for our riders out there. Great to see the way the grounds are being looked after throughout the day. We still have 105 competitors left to run, so we really appreciate all of you competitors. You've been very good up to date.
Could we get another person to come down and do it below the gate, please?
Score for Lloyd Davidson and Fossils Down Concat. Cutout 15, horsework 61, course 4 for an 80. That's a 15, 61 and 4 for an 80 for Lloyd Davidson's Fossil Down Concat. If we could have a volunteer to the gate, please. We have one of our guys need to go. So if we could have a person on the front of the camp, please. It's the best place to watch from. So if we could have a volunteer to the front of the camp, please. We just have one of our men need to leave. Looking over his cattle now is competitor 302, Rowan Marks, with Turner Marks, Sharp Haverover. It's on. Out on course, competitor 302, Rowan Marks, with Turner Marks, Sharapova. Rowan hails from Charlwood. Karen Roberts comes on camp at 303, riding Pixie. Standing by 304, Tom Barnes, 305, Hugh Philp, 306, Zeb Pearce, 307, David Duncan, 308, Malcolm Ryan, 309, Troy Palmer, 310, Sam Cook, 311, Matt Durkin. Score for Rowan Marks, cut out 18, horsework 59.5, course 4 for an 81.5. So it's an 18 for cut out, 59.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, and 81.5 total for Turner Marks Sharapova. Mitchell competitor on camp, Carolyn Roberts. She comes in as competitor 303, riding Pixie. Standing by 304, Tom Barnes, 305, Hugh Philp, 306, Zeb Pearce, 307, David Duncan, 308, Malcolm Ryan. Don't forget to go and support Deb's Catering over at the Cobb Industry Solutions Canteen. That's where the meals will be held tonight, the competitor meals. The score shortly for competitor 303, Carolyn Roberts and Pixie. So Cut out of 15, horsework 59, course 4 for a total of 78 points. 15, 59 and 4 for a 78 for Carolyn Roberts and Pixie. Calls for his gate and he's out on course now. Competitor 304, Tom Barnes with Willinga Park Nikita. Owned by Oakwood Station, comes from Upper Kandanga. For those who you are not Queenslanders, that's near Gympie. Hugh Phillips on camp at 305 with Binner Ideal. Stand by 306, Zeb Pearce, 307 David Duncan, 308 Malcolm Ryan, 309 Troy Palmer, 310 Sam Cook, 311 Matt Durkin. Please stand by. Tom Barnes, Willinga Park Nikita, has scored a 22 for cutout, 45.5 for horsework, 2 for the course, for a total of 69.5. It's a 22, 45.5 and a 2 for 69.5. Tom Barnes. Next competitor will be 305, Hugh Philp with Binner Ideal. This is Clermont competitor. Standing by 306, Zeb Pearce, 307 David Duncan, 308 Malcolm Ryan, 309 Troy Palmer, 310 Sam Cook, 311 Matt Durkin, 312 Matthew Moffat, 313 Jack Cable, 314 Tim Hollis, 315 Cameron Webster, 316 Wyatt Young, 317 Jackie Knudsen, 318 Michael Hayes and 319 is Peter Comiskey. You're currently watching competitor 305 Hugh Philp and Binner Ideal. And that's a 15.5 cutout for Hugh Philp and Binner Ideal. And next competitor is out on course. That's 306 Zeb Pearce with Turner's Stud Conga. Zeb hails from Nundle. David Duncan goes on camp at 307. Stand by 308 Malcolm Ryan, 309 Troy Palmer. Score for Zeb Pearce and Turner's Stud Conga, cut out 22, horsework 62.5, course 4 for a total of 88.5. It's a 22, 62.5 and 4 for an 88.5 for Zeb Pearce with Turner's Stud Conga. And now watching competitor 307, David Duncan and Mr. Stitch. David hails from Condamine. At the gates 308, Malcolm Ryan. Stand by 309, Troy Palmer. 310, Sam Cook. 311, Matt Durkin. 312, Matthew Moffat. 313, Jack Cable. 314, Tim Hollis. 315, Cameron Webster. 316, Wyatt Young. 317, Jackie Knudsen. 318, Michael Hayes. 319, Pete Comiskey. 320, William Chugg. 321, Harvey Wakeford, and 322 will be Tom Denson. Please stand by. Score for David Duncan, Mr. Stitch, cut out 21.5. We do have some lost property being handed in up to the announcer's box. It is a silver cigarette case, contains a few cigarettes, so if you want to have a smoke tonight, they look quite legal. They don't look like illegal cigarettes, but anyway, it's in a silver case, so if you'd like to come up and take possession of your lost property. Out on course, competitor 308, Malcolm Ryan and Ryan's Combat. Malcolm hails from Nanango. .309's on camp, Troy Palmer with Binner, Idaho. Standing by 310, Sam Cook, 311, Matt Durkin, 312, Matthew Moffat. Score for Malcolm Ryan and Ryan's Combat. Cut out 22, horsework 56.5, course 4 for a total of 82.5. 22, 56.5 and a 4 for an 82.5. Malcolm Ryan's Combat. On course, 309, Troy Palmer and Binner, Idaho, owned by Troy and Fiona. Troy hails from Coolah. 310 now in camp, Sam Cook with Bill, standby 311, Matt Durkin, 312, Matthew Moffat, 313, Jack Cable. Score for Troy Palmer and Binner, Idaho. Cut out 21, horsework 61, a course 4 for an 86. That's a 21, 61 and 4 for an 86. He has selected his beast. Competitor 310, Sam Cook and Bill. Bill is owned by Jess Cormie. Unfortunately, no score there for competitor 310, Sam Cook and Bill. So as soon as we've tidied up the camp, we'll continue on with competitor 311 with Matt Durkin and Hellblazer. Hellblazer belongs to the Hellblazer Syndicate, and Matt hails from Taroom, almost a local. Standing by, 312, Matthew Moffat, 313, Jack Cable, 314, Tim Hollis, 315, Cameron Webster, 316, Wyatt Young, 317, Jackie Knutson, 318, Michael Hayes, 319, Pete Comiskey. 320, William Chugg. 321, Harvey Wakeford. And 322 will be Tom Denson. You're currently watching competitor 311, Matt Durkin and Hellblazer. $22 only there for Matt Durkin and Hellblazer. Looking over his cattle now is competitor 312, Matthew Moffat, Play Like Royalty, and owned by Ryder Yates. Matthew hails from Kyabra. Out on course, competitor 312, Matthew Moffat, and Play Like Royalty. 313 goes on camp, Jack Cable and Louis. Standing by 314, Tim Hollis. 315, Cameron Webster. Matthew Moffat, Play Like Royalty, has a score of 22 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course for an 86.5. 22, 60.5 and 4 for an 86.5 for Matthew Moffat and Play Like Royalty. 313 is next, Jack Cable with Louis, owned by Lucy Nielsen. Standing by 314, Tim Hollis. 315, Cameron Webster. 316, Wyatt Young. 317, Jackie Knudsen. 318, Michael Hayes. 319 will be Pete Comiskey. 320, William Chugg. 321, Harvey Wakeford. Have a score coming through for Jack Cable and Louis. Cut out 17.5, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 81.5. That's a 17.5 and a 60 and 4 for an 81.5 for Jack Cable and Louis. $314 on camp, Tim Hollis with Woodridge Terry, owned by Henry Quilty. Tim hails from Carabubula. Out on course, competitor 314, Tim Hollis, riding Woodridge Terry. Tim is one of our judges tomorrow in the maiden. And he's riding Henry Quilty's nomination.
19 and 22 cut out. Is that okay?
Score for Tim Hollis and Woodridge Terry. Cut out 20.5, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 84.5. That's a 20.5, 60 and a 4 for an 84.5. Cameron Webster's out on course, riding Paris. Comes in at 315. He'll be followed by Wyatt Young on Shady Spin and Pepsi. Standing by there, 317, Jackie Knudsen, 318, Michael Hayes. Score for Cameron Webster's Paris, cut out 21, horsework 60.5, course 4 for an 85.5. So 21, 60.5 and 4 for an 85.5 for Cameron Webster and Paris. Next competitor is 316, Wyatt Young and Shady Spin and Pepsi. Wyatt hails from Tamworth. Standing by then, 317, Jackie Knudsen's Josie, 318, Michael Hayes, 319, Pete Comiskey, 320, William Chugg, 321, Harvey Wakefield, 322, Tom Denson, 323, Ben Hall, 324, Kurt Hanrahan, 325, Nicholas Markle, 326, Jacinta Brennan. Please stand by. And that was a cutout score of 21.5 for Wyatt Young and Shady Spin and Pepsi. You're watching competitor 317, Jackie Knudsen and Josie, owned by Ken Knudsen. And Jackie lives in Chinchilla. Well, she doesn't live in Chinchilla, she lives outside of it. But she is, her address is at Chinchilla. On camp is 318, Michael Hayes and Shadak Jaguar. Standing by 319, Pete Comiskey, 320, William Chugg, 321, Harvey Wakeford, and 322 is Tom Denson. Score for Jackie Knudsen and Josie, cut out 14.5, horsework 56.5, course 4 for a total of 75 points It's a 14.5, 56.5 and a 4 for a 75 total. It's for Jackie Knudsen and Josie. Score for Michael Hayes and Shadak Jaguar, cut out 21.5, horsework 54.5 and course 3 for a 79. It's a 21.5, 54.5, course 3 for a 79. Next competitor is Pete Comiskey. Pete's riding Roy. That's Nashville Roy L. Destiny, owned by Bridie. And we all know Pete's from Nebo. It's been around a while, nearly as long as I have. And he's out on course. Pete Comiskey and Roy into the camp. Goes 320, William Chugg. Standby 321, Harvey Wakeford. 322, Tom Denson. 323, Ben Hall. 324, Kurt Hanrahan. 325, Nicholas Markwell. Score for Pete Comiskey and Roy. Cut out 21.5, horsework 60, course 4 for an 85.5 for Pete Comiskey and Roy. Currently on camp is competitor 320, William Chugg with Zamora. Zamora is owned by Justine Douglas. And William is from...
He's here.
He's from Juandah. He's local.
He's one of our hard-working committee boys.
Very hard-working committee member, Lauren tells me. So it's a no score there for William. We continue down the page to 321, Harvey Wakeford and Zamora. And I'm very sorry, William, your horse's name is Belle J. Shady Jane, owned by Donna and John Finger. Now we have 321, Harvey Wakeford, Zamora, owned by Justine Douglas. Harvey hails from Charters Towers. Standing by should be 322, Tom Denson and Sweet Lady. 323 is Ben Hall. 324, Kurt Hanrahan. 325, Nicholas Markwell. 326, Jacinta Brennan. 327, Bruce McNaughton. 328, Vicky Evans. 329, Shari Knudsen. 330, Ken Knudsen. 331, Hugh Miles. 332, Kylie Graham. 333, Barry Johnson. 334, Jim Lawton. And 335 will be Michael Hiscock. Have a score for competitor 321, Harvey Wakeford and Zamora. It's a cutout of 22, horse work 61.5, course 4 for a total of 87.5. It's a 22, 61.5 and a 4 for an 87.5 for Harvey Wakeford and Zamora. 322 is our next competitor, Tom Denson with Sweet Lady. Standing by 323, Ben Hall. 324, Kurt Hanrahan. 325, Nicholas Markwell. 326, Jacinta Brennan. And unfortunately, another no score there. That's Tom Denson and Sweet Lady. We continue on as soon as we have cleared the camp with competitor 323, Ben Hall. Looking over his cattle is competitor 323, Ben Hall with Tamaroo Jackson, owned by Ben and Jay. And Ben lives sometimes at Julia Creek. You're watching competitor 323, Ben Hall with Tamaroo Jackson. 324, Kurt Hanrahan goes on camp. Stand by 325, Nicholas Markwell. 326, Jacinta Brennan. 327, Bruce McNaughton. 328, Vicky Evans. 329, Shari Knutson. 330, Ken Knutson. Score for Ben Hall, Tamaroo Jackson. Cutout 21, horsework 61.5, course 4, total of 86.5. 21, 61.5 and 4 for an 86.5. That was Ben Hall, Tamaroo Jackson. Out on course, competitor 324, Kurt Hanrahan with PV Grasshopper. Kurt hails from Billawheeler. Nicholas Markwell is now in camp at 325 with Divine Acres. Standing by 326, Jacinda Brennan, 327, Bruce McNaughton. Don't forget to go and support our trade stalls and our vendor trade stalls. They are behind the announcer's box. And we'll have a score coming through for Kurt Hanrahan's PV Grasshopper. Score for Kurt Hanrahan, PV Grasshopper, cutout 22, horsework 63, course 4 for an 89. That's a 22, 63 and 4 for an 89 for Kurt Hanrahan and PV Grasshopper. Looking over cattle now is competitor 326, Jacinta Brennan with Foxy. Mitchell competitor. Standing by 327, Bruce McNaughton, 328, Vicky Evans, 329, Shari Knutson, 330, Ken Knutson, 331, Hugh Miles, 332, Kylie Graham. $19.5 is a cutout for Jacinta Brennan and Foxy, 19.5. 79 horses left to run to complete the first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. Now on camp, competitor 327, Bruce McNaughton with Melody Chick. Bruce comes from Walker. Standing by 328, Vicky Evans. 329, Shari Knutson, 330, Ken Knutson. There's a cutout score of 20.5 for Bruce McNaughton and Little Acre. Looking over cattle now is competitor 328, Vicky Evans and Tallawell Classic Destiny. Standing by 329, Shari Knutson, 330, Ken Knutson, 331, Hugh Miles. Worth noting that today is Ken Knutson's birthday, so if you see Ken, wish him a happy birthday, and I believe you'll get shouted a meal tonight, Ken. So I can't sing happy birthday, but happy birthday from Lauren and everyone else in the box here. Score for Vicky Evans and Tullawall Classic Destiny. Cut out 21, horsework 57.5, course 3 for an 81.5. It's a 21, 57.5 and a 3 for an 81.5 for Vicky Evans and Tullawall Classic Destiny. Shari Knudsen is our next competitor. She comes in as competitor 329 with Chicks Playgirl. Following Shari will be 330, Ken Knudsen with Kilbeg and Karma. Then we'll have 331, Hugh Miles, Tough and Dainty. 332, Carly Graham, One More Mellow. Score coming through for Shari Knudsen and Chicks Playgirl. Score for Shari Knudsen and Chicks Playgirl. Cut out 20, horsework 58.5 and 4 for an 82.5. So it was a 20, 58.5 and 4 for an 82.5. I'll have a score shortly for Ken Knudsen. We just have a little technical problem up here. Won't be long.
I'll write down.
Okay, you're currently watching competitor 331, Hugh Miles and Tough and Dainty, owned by Peter and Caroline Doonan.
Okay, could we?
Standing by 332, Carly Graham, One More Mellow. Then we'll have 333, Barry Johnson, 334, Jim Lawton. We will have some scores for you very shortly. We're just having a couple of technical problems. Calls for a gauge is on course. Competitor 332, Carly Graham and One More Mellow. Into the camp, a 333, Barry Johnson. Stand by 334, Jim Lawton. 335, Michael Hiscock. 336, Brett Staines. 337, Justin Vivers. Currently watching competitor 332, Carly Graham, One More Mellow. And Carly hails from Taroom. Okay, score for Ken Knutson and Kilbeggan Karma is 20.5 total for Ken Knutson and Kilbeggan Karma. Next competitor then was 331, Hugh Miles with Tough and Dainty. Had a score of 22.5, 60.5 and 4 for a total of 87. That's a 22.5, 60.5 and 4 for an 87. Carly Graham has a score of 22, 53.5, 3.5. Oh, that's not right. And for a total of a 79. I'll just double check our computers on Kylie Graham's score. And I'm not sure if Shari's was read out, but Shari Knutson has a score of 20, 58.5, course 4 for a full round of 82.5. You're now watching Barry Johnson and Hope, competitor 333. I have a score coming through for Barry Johnson and Hope. Score for Kylie Graham and one more mellow. Just tidied that up. They have a camp score of 22, horsework 53.5, course 3 for a total of 78.5. It's a 22, 53.5 and a 3 for a 78.5. Score for Barry Johnson and Hope, cut out 21.5, horsework 55, course 3 for a 79.5. And unfortunately, that is a no score there for Jim Lawton and Finley. Michael Hiscock is entering the camp. He comes in as competitor 335, riding Dolly. Standing by 336, Brett Staines. 337, Justin Vivers. 338, Joe Marr. 339, Nathan Bradley. Please stand by. We just have an extrovert out on the ring. Won't be long. We'll have him penned up. Big thank you to our scorers today. Thanks for bearing with us. Now watching competitor 335, Michael Hiscock and Dolly. Brett Staines enters the camp with Conrad. Score for Michael Hiscock and Dolly, cut out 23, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 87. So 23, 60 and 4 for an 87. We do have a number of 23s at this stage, so if you don't get too far away before we're finished, We may have a higher score, but at this stage we may require you back, Michael. You're now watching competitor 336, Brett Staines and Conrad. Brett lives at Leeton. Standing by then, 337, Justin Vivers, 338, Joe Marr, 339, Nathan Bradley, 340, Gordon Bales, 341, Daniel Cheers, 342, Stuart Frame, 343, Stephen Hart, 344, Bryony Puttycombe, and 345, Tony Meekins. Score for Brett Staines and Conrad, cut out 14.5, horsework 48.5, course 3 for a total of 66 points. So it's a 14.5, 48.5 and a 3 for 66 for Brett Staines and Conrad. You're now watching competitor 337, Justin Vivers and Nibarina Rita Ora. This is a Roma competitor, Justin Vivers. Standing by 338, Joe Marr, 339, Nathan Bradley, 340, Gordon Bales, 341, Daniel Cheers. Cut out 21, horsework 62.5, course 4 for an 87.5 for Justin Vivers and Nibarina Rita Ora, 21, 62.5 and 4 for an 87.5. Joe Marr's now on camp at 328, riding Carazorel. Joe lives at Mount Marshall. Standing by 339, Nathan Bradley, 340, Gordon Bales, 341, Daniel Cheers. He's out on course, competitor 338, Joe Marr and Carazorel. Nathan Bradley comes on camp at 339. Standing by 340, Gordon Bales, 341, Daniel Cheers, 342, Stuart Frame, 343, Stephen Hart, 344, Bryony Puttycombe, 345, Tony Menkins. Score for Joe Marr and Carazorel, cut out 21.5, horsework 60.5, course 4 for a total of 86. It's a 21.5, 60.5 and a 4 for an 86 for Joe Marr and Carazorel. He has selected his beast, compared to 339, Nathan Bradley and young star Marnie's Jackson. Standing by then, Gordon Bayliss with Brandy Spoonful and Daniel Cheers' Impressive Kate. Heading for his gate is competitor 339, Nathan Bradley, and young star Marnies Jackson. Gordon's on camp at 340. Gordon Bales, down by 341, Daniel Cheers, and we'll have a score very shortly for Nathan Bradley and young star Marnies Jackson. That's a cutout of 19.5. Horsework 59.5, course 4 for an 83. It's a 19.5, 59.5 and a 4 for an 83. This is Bowenville, a competitor. Gordon Bales comes in as competitor 340, riding Brandy's Spoonful. Gordon is out on course. Into the camp, 341, Daniel Cheers. Standby 342, Stuart Frame, 343. Stephen Hart, 344, Bryony Puttycombe, 345. Tony Memkins, 346, Rick Hopkins, 347, David Murphy. 348, Mark Butsworth, 349, Jason Lindley. 350, Peter Black, 351, Oliver Salrino. 352, Lane Mauler. 353, Karen Yates. 354, Penny McIntosh. 355, Lloyd Aquilina. 356, Jay Hall. 357, Stuart Wallace. Please stand by.
Could you please confirm the score for Judge 1 for Gordon?
21 for cutout there for Gordon Bales and Brandy's Spoonful. Daniel Cheers is out on course. He's competitor 341 with Impressive Kate. Another one of Gwen McMillan's lovely horses. And Daniel hails from Glen Innes. So this is Impressive Kate, owned by Gwen McMillan and ridden today by Daniel Cheers, competitor 341. 342 is on camp, Stuart Frame with Cascade. Standby 343, Stephen Hart. Score for Daniel Cheers, Impressive Kate, cutout 21, horsework 61, course 4 for an 86. It's a 21, 61 and 4 for an 86 for Daniel Cheers, Impressive Kate. Monto Horseman out on course, competitor 342, Stuart Frame and Cascade. Stephen Hart goes on camp at 343. Standing by 344, Bryony Puttycombe, 345, Tony Menkins. Stuart Frame, riding Cascade, has a score of 20.5, horsework 54, course 3 for a total of 77.5, 20.5, 54 and 3 for a total of 77.5. Stephen Hart is now looking over his cattle, riding Yavin Smooth Spin. Stephen lives at Gugong. 344 will be next in. Bryony Puttycombe, standby 345. Tony Menkins, 346. Rick Hopkins. Score for Stephen Hart and Yavin Smooth Spin. Cut out 22, horsework 47, course 2 for a total of 71. It's 22, 47 and 2 for a 71 for Stephen Hart and Yavin Smooth Spin. Bryony Puttycombe will be our next competitor. She comes in as 344, riding Destiny of Her Own. This horse is owned by Peter Shakespeare. And Bryony, of course, comes from Nebo. Into the camp then, we should have 345, Tony Menkins, 5 acres. Stand by. 346, Rick Hopkins. 347, David Murphy. 348, Mark Buttsworth. 349, Jason Lindley. 350, Peter Black. 351 will be Oliver Solnero. And 352, Elaine Mauler. Bryony Puttycombe has a score of 22 in the camp, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course for an 88. It's a 22, 62 and 4 for an 88 for Bryony Puttycombe and Destiny of Her Own. Tony Menkins is now looking over his cattle. He's compared to 345, riding 5 acres. Rick Hopkins is standing by with Irvine's Rebel. Then we'll have 347, David Murphy, 348, Mark Buttsworth, 349, Jason Lindley. You're watching competitor 345, Tony Menkins and 5 acres, owned by Saltwater Stock Horses. Tony hails from Armidale. Rick's on camp at 346. That was a 21.5 for Tony Menkins and 5 acres. Please clear the course. Please clear the course. Rick Hopkins is out on course with 346, riding Irvine's Rebel, owned by Alexander Muller from Ridgelands. Rick is. Into the camp is 347, David Murphy. Stand by 348, Mark Buttsworth. Score for Rick Hopkins and Irvine's Rebel. We'll give you that very shortly. You're watching competitor 347, David Murphy and Mobile Blue Angel. Standing by 348, Mark Buttsworth, 349, Jason Lindley, 350, Peter Black, 351, Oliver Oliver. Then we'll have 352, Lane Mauler, 353, Karen Yates. Score for Rick Hopkins and Irvine's Rebel. It was a cutout of 19, horsework 57.5, course 4 for a total of 80.5. That's Ricky Hopkins and Irvine's Rebel, 19 in the camp, 57.5 and 4 for the course for an 80.5. We have a score for David Murphy and Mobile Blue Angel of 21.5, 57.5 and a 4 for an 83. David Murphy, Mobile Blue Angel. Now you're watching competitor 348, Mark Buttsworth and Nonda Southern Cross, owned by David and Heather Pascoe. Mark comes from the good country, the red country, and Kingaroy. Next competitor, 349, Jason Lindley. Stand by 350, Peter Black, 351, Oliver Salino. 352, Lane Mauler, 353, Karen Yates, 354, Penny McIntosh, 355, Lloyd Aquilina. Score for Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross, cut out of 23, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 87. That's a 23, 60 and 4 for an 87 for Mark Buttsworth and Nonda Southern Cross. Mark, you also have a 23. We've got quite a few on 23, so don't go too far away if you can on Nonda Southern Cross. We may have to have a runoff. Out on course, 349, Jason Lindley and Genuine Checks. Peter Black stands by at 350, 351, Oliver Salinero. 352, Lane Mauler, 353, Karen Yates, 354, Penny McIntosh, 355, Lloyd Aquilina. Score for Jason Lindley, Genuine Checks, cut out 21.5, horsework 61.5, course 4 for an 87. It's a 21.5, 61.5 and a 4 for an 87 for Jason Lindley and Genuine Checks. Peter Black, competitor 350, is out on course, riding This Spin's Destiny, owned by Leanne Comiskey. Peter lives at Alpha. Oliver's on camp at 351. Standby 352, Lane Mauler. 353, Karen Yates. 354, Penny McIntosh. Score for Peter Black, and this spins Destiny. Cutout 21, Horsework 60, course 4 for an 85. It's a 21, 60 and 4 for an 85. Peter Black, and this spins Destiny. Just have a change of cattle. So don't forget tonight, Terry and Jeanette and the Willinga family, along with Herefords Australia, are inviting you to a competitors' dinner. That's tonight. The main course will be a 300-gram premium Hereford Boss product rib fillet steak. It's jack potato with sour cream and chives and seasonal vegetables. It's also a dessert, apple crumble and vanilla custard. $405 horses to run in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. We're currently at competitor 351. Not many left to run. This is Oliver Salino with Son of Hercules. And Oliver comes from the Gold Coast. And he's out on course into the camp. 352, Lane Mauler. 353, Karen Yates. Standby 354, Penny McIntosh.
Thanks, Leslie. Score there for Oliver Salarino and Son of Hercules. 22 for cutouts, 46.5 for horsework. 2 for the course, a total of 70.5. 22, 46.5 and 2, a total of 70.5 for Oliver Salarino and Son of Hercules. Lane Mauler's in camp. He's looking over his cattle. Competitor number 352. 353, Karen Yates, Chisholm's Red River, you stand by. Likewise, 354, Penny McIntosh on Yin Burren, Cinderella. 355 will be Lloyd Aquilina, Track Rossi Nomad. 356, J Hall Kalesi. 357, Stuart Wallace, Catnap. 358, Matt Moffat, She Be a Cat. 359, Troy Palmer, Binia Sniper. And 360 will be Rowan Marks and Turner's Stud Cowboy. In camp, though, this is competitor number 352. Made the trip from in June. This is Lane Mauler riding Owen Mauler's nomination, Rendition. On course for 352, Lane Mauler and Rendition. Into the camp, please, 353, Karen Yates and Chisholm's Red River. Stand by, 354, Penny McIntosh and Cinderella. While Lane's looking for a gate there, don't forget that this evening we would love to see everyone over for the competitors' dinner. The Willinga at Juandah welcome dinner for the 2023 competitors, Terry and Jeanette, as well as the Willinga family, along with Herefords Australia. Invite all the competitors to the dinner tonight, starting around that 6:30 mark with an address from our wonderful host, Mr. Terry Snow, followed by a beautiful dinner, including main course of a 300-gram premium Hereford Boss product rib fillet, jack potato with sour cream and chives and seasonal veggies, not to be outdone by the beautiful dessert of apple crumble and vanilla custard. So make sure you meet us over there this evening around that 6:30 mark for the welcome to Willinga at Juandah Plains. The score there for Lane Mauler, 223, is 13.5 for cutout, 53.5 for horsework and 3 for the course, a total of 70. 13.5, 53.5 and 3 for a 70 for Lane Mauler Rendition. Karen Yates is on course. She is riding Ken Braithwaite's entry in Chisholm's Red River. Karen will be followed by 354 Penny McIntosh on Yin Baron Cinderella. 355 Lloyd Aquilina, You Stand By on Track Rossi Nomad. Likewise 356 Jay Hall and Kalesi. 357 will be Stuart Wallace Catnap. 358 Matthew Moffat, You'll Be on She Be a Cat. And 359 Troy Palmer is back on Binia Sniper. $20.5, 48 and 2, a total of 70.5 for Karen Yates, Chisholm's Red River. 20.5 for cutout, 48 for horsework, 2 for the course, a total of 70.5 for Karen Yates and her entry, Chisholm's Red River. Lundavar competitor looks over her cattle now. This is Penny McIntosh, competitor number 354, riding her own entry in Yin Baron Cinderella. Penn will be followed by 355 Lloyd Aquilina on Track Rossi Nomad. Stand by 356 Jay Hall Kalesi. Thanks, Penn. Score there for Penny McIntosh and Yin Baron Cinderella. 17 points for cutout, 59 for horsework, 4 for the course for a total of 80. 17, 59 and 4, a total of 80 points for Penny McIntosh and Yin Baron Cinderella. Lloyd Aquilina moves into the yard. Lloyd is riding Track Rossi Nomad, his own entry. Made the trip up from Markle down there in New South Wales. Lloyd will be followed by 356 Jay Hall on Kalesi. Stand by 357 Stuart Wallace Catnap. Matt Moffat will ride at 358, 359 Troy Palmer, Binia Sniper, 360 Rowan Marks, Turner Stud Cowboy, 361 Jason Comiskey and Saintly, and 362 Kylie Barnett and Spot the Duck. Bit more information about that beautiful Hereford Boss. We get the delicious pleasure of trying tonight. The Hereford Boss is the proud outcome of cattle producers, processors and end users working hand in hand to deliver a fresh and exciting beef brand that is specifically crafted to meet modern consumer demands. Uniquely grass-fed for life and all natural in the truest sense. Hereford Boss delivers a deliciously tender and full-flavoured beef product with each mouthful. Hereford beef has long been recognised for its superb eating qualities. Our grading data continually proves that the beef that is packed into the Hereford Boss brand is consistently in the top 10% of all MSA graded beef in Australia, proving it is guaranteed to be some of the most tender, juicy and full-flavoured beef produced in our country. So make sure you are there around that 6:30 mark to enjoy one of those beautiful Hereford Boss rib fillet steaks. Bad luck, Lloyd, unfortunately, for Lloyd Aquilina. The live Hereford got the win there, and they head away with a no score. Once we clear that beast from the camp, we'll go with 356, Jay Hall, and Noel Daly's entry in Kalesi. Standby 357, Stuart Wallace, Catnap. 358, Matt Moffat, She Be a Cat. Working camp now. This is 356, Jay Hall, riding Kalesi. This particular mare is owned by Jay's parents, Noel and Dallas Daly. I'm quite sure they'd be watching on the live stream, so a big shout out to Noel and Dallas. Jay makes her home up at Julia Creek, part of a great family of horse people. We watch 356, Jay Hall and Kalesi. Into the camp, please, 357, Stuart Wallace. On Catnap, standby 358, Matt Moffat, She Be a Cat. Likewise, 359, Troy Palmer and Binia Sniper. Looking for a gate now. This is Jay Hall riding Kalesi for Noel Daly. And it's as easy as that. Thanks, Jay. We'll have a score coming through for Jay Hall and Kalesi. Score there for Jay Hall and Kalesi, 21.5 for cutout, 61 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 86.5. 21.5, 61 and 4, a total of 86.5 for Jay Hall and Kalesi. Looking over his cattle now, this is compared to number 357. Stuart Wallace riding Stuart and Kerry Wallace's entry in Catnap. Standby 358, Matt Moffat and She Be a Cat. 359 will be Troy Palmer, Binia Sniper. 360, Rowan Marks, Turner's Stud Cowboy. 361, Jason Comiskey, Saintly. 362, Kylie Barnett, Spot the Duck. 363, Bruce Myers, the Cat's Whiskers. And 364, Ty Blokeland on Hot Shot. On course proper, though, this is 357, Stuart Wallace riding Catnap. Score there for Stuart Wallace and Catnap. 22.5 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 87. 22.5, 60.5 and 4, a total of 87 for Stuart Wallace and Catnap. Working in camp now, this is 358, Matthew Moffat riding She Be a Cat. Matt will be followed by 359, Troy Palmer, Binia Sniper, and 360, Rowan Marks, Turner's Stud Cowboy. Score there for Matthew Moffat. She Be a Cat. 22 for cutout. 63.5 for horsework. 4 for the course. That's an 89.5. That's enough to take them to the equal top there. Maddie Moffat. 22, 63.5 and 4 for an 89.5 for Matt Moffat and She Be a Cat. Great combination. We now watch in 359 Troy Palmer, Binias Sniper. Particular horse is owned by Troy and Fee. Putting together a score here. Thank you, Troy. Score will come through for Troy Palmer, Binias Sniper. 360 Rowan Marks is in camp on Turner Stud Cowboy. 361 Jason Comiskey, standby on Saintly. Likewise 362 Kylie Barnett, Spot the Duck. Score there for Troy Palmer and Binias Sniper. 22 for cutout, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 87.5. 22, 61.5 and 4, a total of 87.5 for Troy Palmer and Binias Sniper. Outside's the call for Rowan Marks and Shane Turner's entry, Turner's Stud Cowboy, compared to number 360. 361 moves into the yard. Jason Comiskey on Saintly, standby 362. Kylie Barnett and Spot the Duck. 363 will be Bruce Myers, the cat Whiskers. The 364 Ty Blokeland on Hot Shot. 365 Wyatt Young, Electric Kelly, and 366 Andrew Turvey on Sass and Bide. $21.5. Rowan, 21.5 for Rowan Marks and Turner's Stud Cowboy. Outside for Jason Comiskey and Saintly. Made the trip from Alpha. This is Jason's own entry in Saintly. 362 moves into the yard, please. Kylie Barnett, Spot the Duck. 363, Bruce Myers, you stand by on the Cat Whiskers. Likewise, 364, Ty Blokeland on Glamorly Hot Shot. Thanks, Jace. Score for Jason Comiskey and Saintly, 21.5 for cutout, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 87. 21.5, 61.5 and 4, a total of 87 points there for Jason Comiskey, riding Saintly. Kylie Barnett, we watch, riding Spot the Duck, her own entry. Made the trip up with the family from Nemengar there in the Tamworth area. Kyles will be followed by 363, Bruce Myers, the Cat Whiskers. 364, Ty Blokeland, Glamorly Hotshot. 365, Wyatt Young, Electric Kelly. Andrew Turvey will ride Sassenbide at 366. Linda Knight and Knights Madison, 367. 368, Roger Boschhammer and Paracon. And 369, Huey Miles will be back on Honey They're Aching. Outside, though, this is 362, Kylie Barnett riding Spot the Duck. Kylie Barnett and Spot the Duck get a 22 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 88.5. 22, 62.5 and 4 for a total of 88.5 for Kylie Barnett and Spot the Duck. Bruce Myers is in camp. He is number 363, riding MD Enterprises entry The Cat Whiskers. Bruce will be followed by 364, Ty Blokeland, Glamorly Hotshot, and 365, Wyatt Young, Electric Kelly. Score there for Bruce Myers and the Cat Whiskers. 22 points for cutout, 60 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 86. 22, 60 and 4, a total of 86 points for Bruce Myers, the Cat's Whiskers. Looking over his cattle now, Adelaide River competitor Ty Blokeland riding his own entry in Hot Shot. 365 White Young, you stand by on Electric Kelly. Likewise, 366 Andrew Turvey and Sass and Bide. 367 Linda Knight, Knights Madison, and 368 Roger Boschhammer on Arangli Paracon. On course though, we watch 364 Ty Blokeland on Glamourlee Hot Shot. Don't forget, lots of great catering on site this weekend, or across the week and into the weekend. Deb's Catering is here, operating out of the Cobb Industry Solutions canteen. They're on the ground all weekend, offering breakfast through to dinner, right through to Sunday morning. So big thanks to John and Deb for providing quality food at affordable prices for our event. And I have sampled a taster from up there and can recommend it. Also, thanks to our coffee van, the Road Roaster coffee van, for coming up here to Juandah Plains this week. So make sure you pick up your coffee in the morning, your smoothies and milkshakes all week. Lots of great service providers here to look after us. Score there for competitor number 211, Ty Blokeland, 364 Ty Blokeland and Glamourlee Hot Shot of 22 for cutout, 50 for horsework, 3 for the course, total of 75. 22, 50 and 3, a total of 75 for Ty Blokeland and Glamourlee Hot Shot. White Young we watch competitor number 365 riding Electric Kelly. Wild will be followed by 366, Andrew Turvey, Sass and Bide, stand by, 367, Linda Knight, Knights Madison. Go down to 405 competitors in this first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft here at Willinga at Juandah Plains. Thanks, Wyatt. Score there for Wyatt Young and Electric Kelly. 22 for cutout, 60 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 86. 22, 60 and 4, a total of 86 points for Wyatt Young and Electric Kelly. Here he is, competitor number 366, Andrew Turvey, riding his own entry, Sass and Bide. I know he probably can't hear us because he's doing his job, but I think everyone will agree that Andrew and his team here at Juandah Plains has done an amazing job. Andrew's project managed the entire build here at Juandah Plains, and what a privilege it is to be part of the inaugural event. We wish them well. This is Andrew Turvey and his entry, Sass and Bide. Linda Knight moves into the camp on Knights Madison. Roger Boschhammer, you stand by at 368 on Arangli Paracon. Likewise, 369, Huey Miles, Honey There Aiken. No joy on that occasion, Turv. 22 for cutout for Andrew Turvey and Sass and Bide. Now that you can hear us, thanks again for being part of hosting such a wonderful event here. We are really excited to be part of the inaugural event at Juandah Plains. We move to 367, Linda Knight. She rides Knights Madison, owned by Jeremy and Julie Knight. She'll be followed by 368, Roger Boschhammer on Paracon. 369, Hugh Miles, Honey There Aiken, you get ready. Likewise, 370, Harry Larnick and Jackpot. 371, Susan Dynastis, Roxy. 372, Gavin Roberts, Dusty. 373, Joel Hill, Hurley's Lexi. 374, Jay Pearce, Jet Set. 375, Doug Jamison, Mr. Bojangles. And 376 will be Cara Knutson, Stratton, Just a Girl. Working in camp now, though, competitor number 367, Linda Knight, riding Jeremy and Julie Knight's entry in Knights Madison. Linda makes a home at Injune nowadays. great chopper pilot. And doing a job here on the ground, looking for a second peg in this second round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. This is Linda Knight, competitor number 367. Score there for Linda Knight and Knights Madison, 20.5 for cutout, 60 for horsework, 44 for the course, 84.5 in total there for Linda Knight and Knights Madison. 20.5, 60 and 4, 84.5 for Linda Knight riding Knights Madison. Roger Balshemmer we watch, one of our great sponsors this weekend. Roger makes his home at Chinchilla. On this occasion he's riding his own entry in Aringlee Paracon. Hugh Miles, you'll be next, 369. Honey there, Aiken. Standby 370. Harry Larnick, Jackpot, and 371. Susie Dynastis and Roxy. On course, Chinchilla competitor Roger Boschhammer. As I said, Roger and Tam are great sponsors here this weekend, supporting our ladies shootout on Saturday morning, Sandon Glennock. And Roger and Tam Boschhammer, thank you to the Boschhammer crew. We're certainly grateful for your support and sponsorship of this event. We'll have a score for you shortly, Rog, of 14.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 80.5. 14.5, 62 and 4, a total of 80.5 for Roger Boschhammer and Paracon. We move to competitor number 369, Hugh Miles and Honey There Aiken. Another lovely entry owned by Peter and Carolyn Doonan. 370 will follow Harry Larnick. You get ready on Jackpot. Likewise, 371, Susan Dynastis, Roxy. 372, Gavin Roberts, Dusty. 373, Joel Hill, Hurley's Lexi. 374, JPS Jet Set. 375, Doug Jamison, Mr. Bojangles. 376, Cara Knutson, Stratton, Jester Girl. 377, Joe Payne, Little Twirl. 378, Laurie on Stylish. And 379, John Mulcahy on Stratton, Grand Starlet. On course, though, this is Tamworth competitor Hugh Miles riding on behalf of Peter and Carolyn Doonan, Honey There Aiken. Score there for Hugh Miles and Honey There Aiken. 22 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 86.5. 22, 60.5 and 4 for an 86.5 for Hugh Miles and Honey There Aiken. Harry Larnick's in camp, 370 on Jackpot. Perthville competitor. From Harry, we will go to 371, Susan Dynastis, Roxy. Standby 372, Gavin Roberts, Dusty. Likewise, 373, Joel Hill, Hurley's Lexi. Just a reminder for that dinner this evening, a wonderful welcome dinner for competitors, you will require your red armband. So make sure you've got that on you, and that will ensure that you get to enjoy that beautiful meal this evening. The Hereford Boss rib fillet. So make sure you've got your red armband on you and join us over there at 6:30. This is Harry Larnick, competitor number 370, riding his entry, Jackpot. Susie Dynastis moves into the yard at 371. Score for Harry Larnack and Jackpot, 21.5 for cutout, 57.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, total of 82. 21.5, 57.5 and 3, a total of 82 points for Harry Larnack and Jackpot. Susan Dynastis, we watch, made the trip from Yarraman. Susan is riding her own entry in Roxy, and will be followed by 372, Gavin Roberts, Dusty, standby 373, Joel Hill, Hurley's Lexi, 374 will be you, Jay Pearce and Jet Set, and 375, Dougie Jemison, Mr. Bojangles. On Corso, we watch 371, Susan Dynastis riding Roxy. Score there for Susan Dynastis and Roxy. 21 points for cutout, 49.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, a total of 73.5. 21, 49.5 and 3, a total of 73.5 for Susan Dynastis and Roxy. Gavin Roberts is in camp. Mitchell competitor riding Gavin and Carolyn Roberts' entry in Dusty. 373, Joel Hill, you're next in on Hurley's Lexi. Standby 374, Jay Pearce, Jet Set. 375, Dougie Jamison, Mr. Bojangles, and 376, Cara Knutson, Stratton, Just a Girl. On course now, this is competitor number 373, Joel Hill, Hurley's Lexi. Jay Pearce moves into the yard, 374 on Jet Set. Standby 375, Doug Jemison, Mr. Bojangles. 376, Cara Knutson, Stratton, Just a Girl. 377, Joe Payne, Little Twirl. 378, Laurie Beard on Stylish. And 379 will be John Mulcahy, Stratton, Grand Starlet. 380, Hannah Blokeland on Bohanna. 381, Pete Knutson, Kilbeg and Kimberley. And 382, Peter Webster, Lucille. So score there for Gavin Roberts and Dusty, 22 points for cutout, 45 for horsework, 2 for the course, a total of 69. 22, 45 and 2, a total of 69 for Gavin Roberts and Dusty. Joel Hill had a 19.5 for cutout only. And we are now watching Taroom competitor. Jay Pearce, I think we'll call you Juandah actually, sorry Piercy. Riding Jay and Kristen Pearce's entry in Jet Set. Big thank you to Top X Taroom, Jay and Kristen, Tony and Vicky for their support of this event. Great sponsors of all types of events across Australia, but we're certainly grateful for their support here with the Willinga at Juandah Plains. This is Jay Pearce and Jet Set, competitor number 374. Into the yard goes his father-in-law, Dougie Jemison, competitor number 375 on Mr. Bojangles. Standby 376, Kyra Knutson and Stratton Just a Girl. Score there of 14 for cutout Piercy, 14 points for Jay Pearce and Jet Set. Doug Jamison's in camp, riding Doug and Libby Jamison's Mr. Bojangles. Made the nice trip up from Gowrie. His 3 wonderful daughters are here competing as well, so it's great to see Doug and Libby up here at the Willinga at Juandah event. We wish them well, Dougie Jamison and Mr. Bojangles. 376, Cara Knutson, and you stand by on Stratton, Just a Girl. Just a Girl, it's 377, Joe Payne, Little Twirl, and 378, Laurie Beard and Stylish. Hey, just a reminder as well, competitors, if you are chasing some horse feed or hay as the week goes on, make sure you complete the order form for Nutrien in here at Juandah, and they will do a delivery. They'll drop that out here to Juandah Plains on Friday. So if you're looking to get some horse feed to top up the supplies, make sure you complete that form that is in your competitor's bag. Drop it back up here to the secretary's box by tomorrow, and we will make sure that that goes into the Nutrien team in town at Juandah, and we'll go from there. Score for Dougie Jamison, Mr. Bojangles, 15 for cutout, 53.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, a total of 71.5. 15, 53.5 and 3 for 71.5 for Doug Jamison, Mr. Bojangles. On course now, this is Cara Knutson, riding Stratton Just a Girl, her own entry. Cara and Das made the trip over from Mundubra, followed by 377 Joe Payne, Little Twirl, 378 Laurie Beard, Stylish, you stand by, likewise 379 John Mulcahy, 380 will be Hannah Blokeland on Bohanna, 381 Pete Knutson, Kilbeggan Kimberley, 382 Peter Webster on Lucille, 383 Sarah Cookson Paradise, 384 John Templeton Sweet Talic Cat, and 385 Toby Rofe on Toby's Molly. 20.5 for cutout Cara, 20.5 for Cara Knutson and Stratton Just a Girl. Joe Payne we watch, competitor number 377, riding Joe and Lexi's entry in Little Twirl. This mare's mum was a great mare in Twirl that we saw a lot of with Lexi early in the day. On this occasion, Little Twirl ridden by Joe Payne, competitor number 377. 378, Laurie Beard moves into the yard. Stand by, 379, John Mulcahy, Stratton, Grand Starlet. You make it look easy, Joe Payne. 22, 61.5 and 4 for an 87.5. 22 for cutout, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for the course. A total of 87.5 for Joe Payne and Little Twirl. $378, we're watching Laurie Beard riding Stylish, Lowood competitor. Into the camp, $379, Johnny Mulcahy on Stratton Grand Starlet. $380, Hannah Blokeland and Glamorly Bohanna, you stand by. Likewise, $381, Peter Knutson on Kilbeggan Kimberley. At the draw for round 2, which is a full round, will be done at the completion of round 1. And in consideration of some of the challenges around the Wi-Fi, there will also be hard copy draws posted over at the bar, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Our wonderful secretary will complete that draw at the completion of round 1. And those draws, the intention is that you will also receive those draws on text message, but in the instance that you run into some service trouble, they will also be hard copy printed and up there at the outstation waterhole. So what a great reason to call in there and check out the great service. Being looked after by a great team of locals, so big thank you to Jeremy Pound and the crew, taking care of all of our needs in terms of hydration. Score there for Laurie Beard and Stylish, 20.5 for cutout, 60 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 84.5. 20.5, 60 and 4 for an 84.5 for Laurie Beard riding Stylish. Roma competitor in camp now. This is John Mulcahy riding Stratton Grand Starlet. Johnny will be followed by 380 Hannah Blokeland, Glamorly Bohanna, standby 381 Peter Knutson on Kilbeggan Kimberley, and 382 Peter Webster's Lucille. Roma competitor working outside, Johnny Mulcahy riding Stratton Grand Starlet. 380, Hannah Blokeland moves on to the camp riding Glamorly Bohanna, standby 381, Pete Knutson, Kilbeggan Kimberley. Thanks, Mully. We will have a score coming through for John Mulcahy and Stratton Grand Starlet. Of 15 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 79.5. 15, 60.5 and 4, a total of 79.5 for John Mulcahy and Stratton Grand Starlet. 380 working in camp now. This is Hannah Blokeland riding Glamorly Bohanna. Peter Knutson, you stand by on Kilbeggan Kimberley. Likewise 382, Peter Webster on Lucille. 383, Sarah Cookson Paradise. 384, John Templeton, Sweet Talic Cat. And 385, Toby Rofe on Toby's Molly. 386 will be Harvey Wakeford, Blue Twist. 387, Hayley Condon, Parapark Pepper. 388, Lexi Payne, Rosa Time. 389, Matt Durkin, Fancy Man. And 390, Tom Wallace and What a Playboy. Score there for Hannah Blokeland and Glamorly Bohanna. 22 for cutout, 45 for horsework, 2 for the course, a total of 69. 22, 45 and 2 for a 69 for Hannah Blokeland and Bohanna. Looking over his cattle now, we have competitor number 381, Peter Knutson, riding Kilbeggan Kimberley. This particular mare is owned by Wayne Knutson. We very much welcome Wayne and Margaret. They're here spectating on the hill today, so great to catch up with Wayne and Margaret earlier today and look forward to a nice weekend. No doubt they're enjoying watching the whole family here this weekend, so we wish Pete Knutson well on Kilbeggan Kimberley. 382, Peter Webster, you stand by on Lucille. Likewise, 383, Sarah Cookson and Paradise. I think you'll be happy with this one, Mr. Knutson. Score for Peter Knutson and Kilbeggan Kimberley, owned by Wayne and Margaret Knutson. 21 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, 87.5. 21, 62.5 and 4 for an 87.5 for Pete Knutson and Kilbeggan Kimberley. Peter Webster, we watch 382, riding Lucille. Entry owned by Peter and Yvonne themselves. Into the camp will be 383, Sarah Cookson on Paradise. 384, John Templeton, you stand by on Sweet Talic Cat. 385, Toby Rove, Toby's Molly. 386, Harvey Wakeford, Blue Twist. 387, Hayley Condon, Parapark Pepper. 388, Lexi Payne, Rosa Time. 389, Matt Durkin, Fancy Man. 390, Tom Wallace and What a Playboy. 391 will be Highway to Hell and Jamie Gray. 392, John Turvey, Willinga Park Flow. And 393, Zane Haberman, Stylish Swift. 21 for cutout Pete, 21 for Peter Webster and Lucille. Sarah Cookson, we watch. She rides Peter Cookson's entry in Paradise. Lovely mare we've seen the Cookson family do well with. Sarah now makes a home down there at Willinga Park in the south, part of the great vet hospital team with Eric Clowie and the crew. We'll get a chance to catch up and discuss some of the great technology and great facilities that are part of the Willinga Park Vet Hospital down there at Bateman's Bay. So this is Sarah Cookson, a member of that team. She is riding her family's entry in Paradise. 384, John Templeton, you're next in. Sweet Talic Cat. Stand by 385, Toby Rove, Toby's Molly. Bad luck, Cooko. 14 points for cutout for Sarah Cookson and Paradise. 384, John Templeton, we look to you riding Sweet Talic Cat. Toby Rove, stand by 385 on Toby's Molly. 386, Harvey Wakeford, Blue Twist, you stand by also. 387, Hayley Condon, Parapark Pepper. And 388, Lexi Payne, Rosa Time. So just for those competitors, we've got 405 in this event. And at 400, 401 will receive an entire fresh yard of cattle. We won't be stopping to roll the arena rather. So, but please do be mindful. The cattle will be completely refreshed at 401. So we will roll through this last 20-odd, 30-odd competitors. So anyone who's got a run left, there is no break at 401. So please be aware of that. We will just do a full fresh yard. So that's the running of things this afternoon to get us through. And at the completion of this event, at this stage, we do have some competitors on equal marks in the cutout. So we'll come back to you with a bit of a list there, but just be mindful We have addressed you and we have caught up with you, so let's keep that that happening in the background. John Templeton, we're watching on centre stage, though. He rides Sweet Talic Cat, competitor number 384. Toby Roof is in the yard on Toby's Molly 385, standby 386, Harvey Wakeford Blue Twist. Score there for John Templeton and Sweet Talic Cat. 20 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course. A total of 84.5, 20, 60.5 and 4 for an 84.5 for John Templeton, Sweet Talic Cat. Toby Roof's on course now. He rides Toby's Molly. Into the yard, please. 386, Harvey Wakeford, Blue Twist. Standby 387, Hayley Condon, Para Park, Pepper. $20.5 for cutout there, Toby. 20.5 for Toby Roof and Toby's Molly. Harvey Wakeford, we watch. Charters Towers competitor, riding Blue Twist on behalf of Masab Metals. Following Harvey, please be ready. 387, Hayley Condon, Parapark Pepper. 388, Lex Payne, Rosa Time. And 389, Matt Durkin, Fancy Man. Thanks, Harvey. Score there for Harvey Wakeford and Blue Twist, owned by Masab Metals, is 21 for cutout, 59.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, total of 84.5. 21, 59.5 and 4, a total of 84.5 for Harvey Wakeford and Blue Twist. Greenvale competitor we watched 387, Hayley Condon, and her entry, Parapark Pepper. Hayley will be followed by 388, Lexi Payne, Rosa Time. 389, Matt Durkin, Fancy Man, You Stand By. Likewise, 390, Tom Wallace, What a Playboy. 391, Jamie Gray, Highway to Hell. 392, John Turvey, Willinga Park Flow. 393, Zane Haberman, Stylish Swift. 394, Ben Tapp, Supernova. 395, Ben Hall, Hall's El Torrio. 396, Barry Johnson's Rafa. 397, Ian Dowsett, Lady Duck. And 398, Pete Comiskey, Irvine's Just Jim. Outside, though, this is Greenvale competitor Hayley Condon, riding Parapark Pepper, competitor number 387. Score there for Hayley Condon and Parapark Pepper. 14 for cutout, 55.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, a total of 72.5. 14, 55.5 and 3, a total of 72.5 for Hayley Condon, Parapark Pepper. Working outside, this is 388, Lexi Payne, riding Lexi and Joe's entry, Rosa Time. Into the camp, please. 389, Matt Durkin, Fancy Man. 390 will be you, Tom Wallace, and What a Playboy. Stand by. 391, Jamie Gray, Highway to Hell. Thanks, Lex. Score for Lexi Payne and Rosa Time. 21.5 for cutout, 58 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 83.5. 21.5, 58 and 4, a total of 83.5 for Lexi Payne and Rosa Time. Judge calls forward. Competitor number 389, Matt Durkin, riding his own entry, Fancy Man. Matt will be followed by 390, Tom Wallace, What a Playboy. Stand by. 391, Jamie Gray and Highway to Hell. 392, John Turvey, You Stand By on Willinga Park Flow. Likewise 393, Zane Haberman, Stylish Swift. In camp now, though, we are watching Matt Durkin riding Fancy Man. Unfortunately for Matt and Fancy Man, they go out with a no score today. We'll jump in and clear that beast from the camp and go ahead with competitor number 390, Tom Wallace, riding What a Playboy. 391, Jamie Gray, Stand By on Highway to Hell. Likewise 392, Johnny Turvey and Willinga Park Flow. Been a great day of camp drafting here to get things rolling at the Willinga at Juandah Plains event. We go down to 405 competitors, so about 15 remaining in this first round. We'll have a change of cattle at 401 to round things out and complete the first round before we then proceed. Unless we have a superior cutout, we will indeed have a runoff for that cutout, which is boasting for $1,000 to the winner of that cutout for each round in this first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Camp Draft. So some good entertainment heading our way here shortly. But Tom Wallace is who we watch in centre stage. He is competitor number 390, and he is riding What a Playboy. Entry owned by Alan Wallace. Tom's made the trip from Clark Creek, and we wish them well. The boys are just tidying up some cattle here, keeping it nice and fair for all of our competitors. We're grateful to our volunteers, to the Willinga Pastoral Co staff, and all of our competitor volunteers over the weekend. Thanks so much for everyone jumping in, giving us a hand. It's going to be a big 4 days. We're certainly grateful to anyone who can contribute on the front gates, clearing the arena or letting people into the camp yard. We certainly appreciate everyone's support. Tom Wallace, competitor number 390. That's where the action's at. He rides What a Playboy. Stand by 391, Jamie Gray, Highway to Hell. Thank you, Tom. Score will come through for Tom Wallace and What a Playboy, compared number 390. Score of 21 for cutout, 55.5 for horsework. 3 for the course, a total of 79.5. 21, 55.5 and 3, a total of 79.5 for Tom Wallace and What a Playboy. Jamie Gray we watch riding his entry, Highway to Hell. Following Jamie, John Turvey, 392, Willinga Park Flow. Standby 393, Zane Haberman, Stylish Swift. 394, Ben Tapp, Supernova. 395, Ben Hall, Hall's El Torrio. 396, Barry Johnson's Ruffer. 397, Ian Dowsett, Lady Luck. And 398, Pete Comiskey, Irvine's Just Jim. So a little bit of an update of proceedings, just to keep everyone in the loop. Tomorrow morning we will be kicking off at 6 a.m. with the Colliers Agribusiness Maiden Campdraft. Round 1, Section 1. The aim is that we will get the first 250 of the maiden done tomorrow morning. We will then proceed with the first section of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. Again, the aim is that we will get through about 200 in that event. So first 250 of the maiden in the morning, kicking off at 6 a.m, and then we're going to get on to second round of the Open, get through a couple of hundred of that. So we'll keep you posted as we go, but for those who are making a bit of a plan of attack, that's where we sit this evening. Score for Jamie Gray is coming through. John Turvey, he's in the camp, 392 on Willinga Park Flow. This entry owned by Mr. Terry Snow and the team at Willinga Park. John, a valued member of the Willinga Pastoral Company. Following Turv, 393, Zane Haberman, You Get Ready on Stylish Swift. Likewise, 394, Ben Tapp, Supernova. Jamie Gray and Highway to Hell get a 20 for cutout, 59.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 83.5. 20, 59 and 4 for an 83.5 for Jamie Gray, Highway to Hell. Outside for 392, Johnny Turvey and Willinga Park Flow. In the camp, please, 393, Zane Haberman and Stylish Swift. So with about 10 or 15 to go, I do want to just let those few competitors we might be requiring for a runoff. Currently sitting on 23 is Daniel Cheers Streamer, Michael Hiscock Dolly, Cameron Webster's Bob, Mark Buttsworth Nonda Southern Cross, and Peter Black Child Play. You all have cutout scores of 23. If we don't exceed that, we will require you over here for a runoff at the completion of this event. Dan Cheers Streamer, Michael Hiscock Dolly, Cameron Webster's Bob, Mark Buttsworth Nonda Southern Cross, and Peter Black Child Play. If we don't exceed your cutout scores of 23, we're going to need you for a runoff. But for now, John Turvey goes away with a 21.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 for the course, total 87.5, Turv. 21.5, 62 and 4 for an 87.5 on John Turvey, for John Turvey, riding Willinga Park's entry, Willinga Park Flow. Outside, Zane Haberman, number 393, riding Stylish Swift. Following Habbo, 394, Ben Tapp into the yard on Supernova. Standby, Ben Hall, El Torrio, 395. 396, Barry Johnson's Raffa, and 397, Ian Dowsett on Lady Luck. Thank you, my friend Zane. Score will come through for Zane Haberman and Stylish Swift. We will see plenty of Zane tomorrow. He is one of our great judges, so we thank him in advance for his contribution. At this stage, we can give you a 21 for cutout, a 60.5 for horsework, a 4 for the course, a total of 85.5. 21, 60.5 and 4, a total of 85.5 for Zane Haberman riding Stylish Swift. Working his beast in camp, this is 394, Ben Tapp riding Supernova. Ben makes his home now at Nemengar, just there in the Tamworth district. Following Ben, we go with another Ben, 395, Ben Hall and Hall's El Torrio. 396, Barry Johnson, You Stand By on Raffa. Likewise, 397, Ian Dowsett, Lady Luck. 398 will be Peter Comiskey, Irvine's Just Jim. 399, Wayne Deneen's back on Gunman. And 400, Zeb Pearce on Turner's Stud Control. Outside, though, this is Ben Tapp and Supernova. Here they are. Great combination in Ben Hall and Hall's El Torrio. We've seen them win all the big ones. 395 for the Muddaborough competitor. 396 moves into the yard. Barry Johnson's Rafa. 397 Ian Dowsett. You Stand By on Lady Luck. 398 Pete Comiskey. Irvine's Just Jim. And 399 Wayne Deneen and Gunman. Looking for a gate here on day one of Willinga at Juandah Plains. This is Ben Hall. Hall's El Torrio, and that is how it is done. We'll have a score for you shortly, Ben. Ben Hall and Hall's El Torrio. Get a 21 for cutout, a 61 for horsework, a 4 for the course, a total of 86. 21, 61 and 4, a total of 86 points for Ben Hall, Hall's El Torrio. Going back one, Ben Tap and Supernova, 20.5 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 85. Ben Tap and Supernova, that was an 85 for Ben Tap, and then an 86 for Ben Hall. We now go to 396. Barry Johnson riding Rafa. Marion Kimberley Johnson's entry. Rafa, ridden by Barry on this occasion. 397 Ian Dowsett, You Stand By. Likewise 398 Peter Comiskey and Irvine's Just Jim. Go through to 405 competitors in this first round before we may then have a 5-way runoff for those competitors with a 23 cutout. Score there for Barry Johnson and Rafa, 15 points for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 79.5. 15, 60.5 and 4, a total of 79.5 for Barry Johnson and Rafa. In camp now, this is 397. Ian Dowsett riding Lady Luck. Ian will be followed by Pete Comiskey and Just Jim. 399 Wayne Deneen, You Stand By and Gunman. Zeb Pearce, 400 on Turner's Stud Control. 401 Erica Hanrahan and Huri's Alley Cat will receive a fresh yard. 402 Stuart Wallace Skycat. 403 Lindsay Hindle Smith Family Smooth Touch. 404 Wyatt Young Cedar Vale Twist. And 405 Wyatt Young She's the Bomb. You'll have a bit on there towards the end, Wyatt, but I am sure you're the man for that job. Ian Dowsett, we're watching 397 riding Lady Luck. Unfortunately for Ian and Lady Luck, they head out, have no luck today and head out with a no score. We will clear that beast from the camp and go ahead with competitor number 398. Pete Comiskey riding Irvine's Just Jim. Well, we've got a bit of time. I'll tell you the spiel. This horse indeed did win that gold buckle down there at the Willinga Park in the south earlier this year. Fantastic combination. Competitor on his back makes a trip from Nebo. Needs no introduction to this sport of camp drafting. He's won the ACA Open Rider title plus 20 times, so we wish them well. This is Pete Comiskey and Bryony Puttycombs, Irvine's Just Jim. 399 Wayne Deneen, You Stand By on Gunman. Likewise 400 Zeb Pearce, Turner's Stud Control. That's how you do it, folks. That is Pete Comiskey and Irvine's Just Jim. We'll have a score for you shortly, PJ. 399 moves into the yard. Wayne Deneen, Gunman. Standby 400. Zeb Pierce, Turner, Stud Control. 401, Erica Hanrahan and Huri's Alley Cat. You will receive a fresh yard. Score there for Pete Comiskey, Irvine's Just Jim. 22 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework. 4 for the course, a total of 88.5. 22, 62.5, and 4 for a total of 88.5 for Pete Comiskey, Irvine's Just Jim. Wayne Deneen, we watch competitor number 399, riding his own entry in Gunman. 400, Zeb Pierce, you move into the yard, please, on Turner's Stud Control. Erica Hanrahan, 401, standby on Hoorays Alley Cat. 402, Stuart Wallace, Skycat. 403 is Lindsay Hindle, Smith Family Smooth Touch. 404, Wyatt Young on Cedar Vale Twist. And 404, Wyatt's back on She's the Bomb. Wayne Deneen, you get a 20.5 for cutout on Gunman. Wayne Deneen has a 20.5 for his yard on Gunman. No further score at this stage. 400, Zeb Pierce makes his home at Nundle. He rides Turner Stud Control, his own entry. We wish them well. Erica Hanrahan, please stand by. You will receive a fresh yard of cattle. Thank you, backyardman. Next competitor receives a fresh yard of cattle. Thank you, Zeb Pierce. Score will come through for you, Zeb. We're changing the cattle there, so that is our 100 mark. So we will change the cattle, and Erica Hanrahan, 401, receives a full yard of cattle. Whilst that is happening, with only 5 competitors to go, we just are keen to keep everyone rolling. If we do not exceed a 23 cutout, we will require Daniel Cheers Streamer, Michael Hiscock, Dolly, Cameron Webster's Bob, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda, Southern Cross, and Peter Black on Child Play. If we don't get it better than 23 cutout in the next 5 runs, gentlemen, we will require you for a cutout immediately at the completion. As the sun starts to set in the west, we'll keep things rolling and get ready for that cutout runoff if it is required in the next little bit. Thank you so much. Once again, don't forget, 6:30 tonight at the canteen with your red band. We're going to enjoy a lovely dinner. We get a chance to have a welcome from Mr. Terry Snow and the Willinga team. So what a wonderful opportunity to all catch up and then go along and enjoy the beautiful Hereford Boss rib fillet and followed by a beautiful dessert. So be ashamed to miss it. Bring your red band, meet us at the canteen around that 6:30 mark, and we will be underway with our competitor dinner. But not before we finish round 1 of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. Erica Hanrahan's about to have her turn. She is 401 on Huri's Alley Cat, owned by Kurt and Erica. .402, Stuart Wallace, you're next on Skycat. Stand by. 403, Lindsay Hindle, Smooth Touch. Wyatt Young, Cedar Vale Twist, 404. Wyatt Young, 405, on She's the Bomb. Once again, those potential cutout runner-offerers. Daniel Cheers Streamer, Michael Hiscock Dolly, Cameron Webster Bob, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross, and Pete Black and Child Play. Please be ready in the instance that we require you. Score there for Erica Hanrahan. Huri's Alley Cat, 21 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 84. 21, 59 and 4, a total of 84 for Erica Hanrahan and Alley Cat. Stuart Wallace is in camp. He's competitor number 402, riding Sky Cat on behalf of Stuart and Kerry Wallace. Lindsay Hindle, please stand by on Smith Family Smooth Touch, 403. 404, Wyatt Young would be there on Cedar Vale Twist. And 405, to round things out, we'll see Wyatt once more on She's the Bomb. But for now, this is 402, Stuart Wallace riding Sky Cat. Score there for Stuart Wallace and Skycat, 21.5 for cutout, 56.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, a total of 81, 21.5, 56.5 and 3, a total of 81 points for Stuart Wallace and Skycat. We move our attention to competitor number 403. Lindsay Hindle riding Lindsay and Belinda's entry, Smith Family Smooth Touch. Wyatt Young, please stand by on Cedar Vale Twist before we do a quick change and see Wyatt back to round things out on at 405 with She's the Bomb. This is Highfield's competitor, Lindsay Hindle, riding his entry, Smooth Touch. Score there for Lindsay Hindle and Smith Family Smooth Touch, 20 points for cutout, 54.5 for horsework, 3 for the course, a total of 77.5. 20, 54.5 and 3, a total of 77.5 for Lindsay Hindle and Smith Family Smooth Touch. Wyatt Young, is in camp. He is riding Cedar Vale Twist, entry owned by Wyatt himself. And our final competitor, we will see at 405, will be a quick change from Wyatt, and he'll be back riding She's the Bomb to round things out. Once again, those cutout competitors with 23s, if we don't exceed your 23 in the next couple of runs, we will require you immediately at the completion of round 1. Daniel Cheers Streamer, Michael Hiscox Dolly, Cameron Webster Bob, Mark Buttsworth Nonda Southern Cross, and Peter Black's Child Play. Please be on standby. We may require you very shortly for a runoff of the cutout. Fighting for $1,000, a cutout for each round of this McKechnie Earthmoving Open Draft. The aggregate cutout winner over the 3 rounds will win $5,000 and the Tom Strawn Memorial Quart Pot Bronze. So hotly contested cutout prizes here at Juandah Plains for Wyatt Young and Cedar Vale Twist. Unfortunately, it's a 21.5. Irby, 21.5 for Wyatt Young and Cedar Vale Twist. Wyatt's help team are there. We'll quickly swap into another saddle and we will watch Wyatt once more riding She's the Bomb on behalf of the Edmonds and McKechnie Partnership. And that will conclude this first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Camp Draft. Competitor number 405, Wyatt Young and She's the Bomb. Whilst Wyatt takes a second to look over his cattle and round out our first round here, just a reminder, tomorrow morning things will kick off at 6 a.m. with the Collier's Agribusiness Maiden Campdraft, round 1, section 1. So the aim is to get through about 250 of those maiden horses. We'll then go ahead with the McKechnie Earthmoving Open second round, aiming again to get through about 200 of those. So that's the order of events. The draw for the second round of the Open, which is a full round, so all competitors will see them again. It will be completed once we finish here tonight. The text messages will be sent out, but in the instance that our Wi-Fi isn't quite up to speed, we are going to also post hard copies over at the bar. So that's the proceedings for the next couple of sections. So we will be right to go tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Hey, Wyatt Young, thanks for finishing our day on a high. We will have a score for our final competitor, Wyatt Young, and She's the Bomb, owned by Edmonds and McKechnie. And what a score it is. 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 for the course, a total of 89. 22, 63 and 4, a total of 89 points for Wyatt Young and She's the Bomb. So that concludes round 1 of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open here at Willinga at Juandah Plains. What we will have to do, though, is run off our cutout competitors fighting for $1,000. There are 5 competitors, and we have drawn it here. So the order of the runoff, we're putting a new fresh pen of cattle in, and we will go with number 1, Peter Black, Child Play. Number 2, Cameron Webster's Bob. Number 3, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda, Southern Cross. 4 will be Daniel Cheers, Cheers Streamer. And number 5, Michael Hiscock and Dolly. Yeah. That's the order to run them off. So, gentlemen, if you could please have yourselves organised. We will put the cattle in. Pete Black, you'll be first out on Child Play, number 1. Number 2, Cameron Webster's Bob. Number 3, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda, Southern Cross. 4, Daniel Cheers, Cheers Streamer. And 5, Michael Hiscock and Dolly. And the battle is for $1,000. So once those competitors are sorted, we will push on while we have some wonderful daylight left here as the sun sets over Juandah Plains. We will tidy things up with a hotly contested $1,000 paycheck to the winner of the first round cutout. Pete Black's in the camp. He's ready to rumble.